Welcome to No Facts Needed, and today we're going to be talking about the worst team in the NFL right now.
What team is that?
That's Washington. Not going to say their other name because we don't know who it is. You know, it's the Redskins.
Going straight for the jugular.
What's your record prediction?
3-13.
I have 2-14. Really? Vegas has them at a solid 5 wins. What I think about that is 5 wins is max. Let's just start off with that.
Is it 5 exactly? Even?
5, 5.5. I looked at a couple different things and they said different things.
Mm-hmm.
Right around 5.
Okay.
So let's just start with it. The 5 teams they can beat that they play. They play the Giants twice. They play the Lions. They play the Bengals, and they play the Panthers. I don't think there's a chance they get to 5, but they could. You know, I mean, if they play really good, it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where do you think they are right now? Do you think they're Super Bowl contenders, playoff contenders, or
no? They
rebuild?
Suck.
Yes, they do suck. They are in the middle of a rebuild, and there's no way they make the playoffs right now. All right, let's talk about offseason acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
Who did they get this offseason? I think number 1, everybody knows, Chase Young, number 1 pick in the draft. Pretty good player. We'll see if he can actually play. Probably will. Probably going to destroy the league, but we'll see. Some other guys, they got some lower guys. They got Ronald Darby, Aaron Colvin, and then 2 guys that are real difference makers, Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio. Mostly Ron Rivera. I think he's going to be an improvement from Jay Gruden.
I think Jack Del Rio is a pretty good coordinator.
Yeah. The number 1 thing in a rebuild is to get new coaching that can actually coach, and I think both those guys that they added can do that, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, let's talk about their departures, the people they lost. I put in Trent Williams, but he didn't play last year, so I don't know if that's like they did trade him away, but he didn't play at all. They did lose their other left tackle, Donald Penn. He left. He
was replacing Trent, so yeah.
Yeah, so.
But he was old. I don't know if he was really doing anything anyway.
But other than that, they didn't really lose a lot, mostly because they didn't have a lot to lose. Mm-hmm. Let's go position by position and talk about their whole entire team. Starting with Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
Let's start off with this. He was bad last year, you know. He had 58% completion, 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. But he did get better. His first game, he had 50% completion.
He looked horrible.
3 interceptions in week 4.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was the last week of the season, so like people don't try, or week 16, I mean. He had 80% completion and 2 touchdowns. 80% is insane, probably an outlier, but it's still, he improved.
Yeah.
What do you think about Dwayne Haskins?
I think he's going into a make it or break it year, you know?
You think so already?
For sure. Front offices now, they're not afraid to like move on.
Yeah.
Well, some of them aren't. But these teams that are bad, I mean, we've seen like the Cardinals or the Dolphins. They're not afraid to move on from you. They're not going to sit around and wait for you to be bad if the rest of the team's bad and you're not that good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, at the very least, he has to show them that he's like a capable starter.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the tools. I just don't know if he's going to put it all together.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about running backs. Not much to say about them. I mean, they have Adrian Peterson. You're going to get a guy who can take 20 carries, and, like, you don't know what you're going to get. They do have Darius Geis. Let's talk about him. He's only played 5 games in 2 years, but in 1 game, he did have 10 attempts for 129 yards.
So he broke a big one.
Do I think he's good? I don't think so. Does he have potential? I guess, if you want to say potential, but I mean, not a lot for this running back core.
Yeah, I mean, they have like 4 guys who could be the starter at some point. They have Bryce Love too.
All right, next position group, wide receivers. If you can call this a group, they have Scary Terry, who's good, not great yet. I mean, he started off really good when he had Case Keenum throwing the ball. And then once Dwayne Haskins, a rookie quarterback, it did dip a little bit, still played well, but not great, still good, has room to grow. Mm-hmm. After that, it's just a crap show. It is honestly really bad. And I don't like to attack NFL players because they're in the NFL, not me.
Oh, okay.
But
whatever.
They are not good at all. I mean, I could say their names, but you're not going to know who they are.
Well, it doesn't help when your second best receiver just what was it? I don't even know what he got hurt. Calvin Harmon is hurt now.
Yeah.
So he gone. And then, I don't know, after that, I mean, you have Cody Latimer, who, like, is getting arrested sometimes.
Trey Quinn,
Trey Quinn is fine in the slot, but do you really want him to be, like, your starter? Probably not. They have Cam Sims and Steven Sims. Any thoughts about either one of them?
Nothing. I think
Nothing
we can
at
just
all?
move on to the next position, honestly. Next position group, the tight end. Again,
Not much better.
not much better.
Probably almost worse.
Jeremy Sprinkle, Richard Rodgers, and the only really shining spot is Thaddeus Moss, who went undrafted.
I was surprised he went undrafted.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was that bad with some of the tight ends that got drafted.
yeah, I agree
But-
with that.
Yeah, tight ends looking real bad. Let's just say that. Jeremy Sprinkle is probably your starter with this group unless Thaddeus just takes it over.
All right, let's talk about their offensive
To the
line.
big boys.
Let's be honest. They're not that bad given that Trent Williams just got traded. They have Brandon Scherf, who's an all-pro, franchise tagged. He hasn't signed his long-term extension, so I don't even know if he's going to play this year. Not a lot of news that I've seen about him if he's going to hold out or not, but he did sign the franchise tag. He's there. Do you want to talk about the next two guys? Wes.
Oh, Wes Schweizer?
Yep. And
I
Morgan.
don't know if that's how you say his name.
I don't either. Schneitzer and Morgan Moses.
Yeah.
Two guys that are viable, that can start and aren't gonna like be horrible, but they're not that good.
Yeah.
You know?
Morgan Moses was decent a couple of years ago, but his body's really been failing him as
Yeah.
of late. So, yeah, I mean, Jaron Christian is who played a lot of their minutes at right tackle last year, and he was so-so, kind of average. But, I mean, at least you have somebody with experience. I don't know who's going to play their left tackle.
Or center.
Yeah, but they have him, and then they have Sadiq Charles, who's a rookie from LSU.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that remains to be seen. And then center, like you said, kind of up in the air. I think Chase Rozier is the one who played most of their minutes last year. But they they have Ross Pierschenbacher
Yeah.
from Bama.
I'll say they're ranked 26th in the league with sacks allowed. I don't think this is going to get any better. It could get worse, but I'd say they're about going to be the same as they were last year. Nothing that special, you know. All right, anything else you want to say about their offense?
No.
All right, me either.
I'm kind of upset we spent that much time on it.
All right, let's talk about defense. Woo! I'll say they got a defensive line. But, I mean, I guess you want to say that. So they have Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne, Montez Sweat, Chase Young,
And Ryan Kerrigan.
And Matt Idonis.
Yeah. Ioannidis.
Yeah. We're not good with names.
No.
You know, this is a pretty good D-line. I don't think Jonathan Allen has really played up to his potential.
Yeah.
Montez Sweat did pretty good in his first year. I mean, I think you would want to say something else about Montez Sweat.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he's that good. But
He had 8 sacks.
he had 8 sacks on less than 30 pressures. 7 sacks, actually. But
Yeah.
you want to see pressures up in your second year. But, they're deep. Like they have 4 guys who could start on the edge. And, Ioannidis and Daron Payne are both really, really solid on the interior. So, they also have Tim Settle, who wasn't bad last year. He's pretty good every now and then. So this is definitely their strength. If they're going to win any games, it's going to be by just pounding you on the ground and stuff like that. And then their linebacker core, if we want to transition into that, is not bad either.
Really? I don't think it's that good.
Well, they have Reuben Foster, who I think is pretty good when he's on the field.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's good when he's on the field, but he's not on the field a lot.
And then after that, they have a bunch of guys who have been okay, but need to step it up.
Yeah, I'll say Thomas Davis and John Bostic. I think those are going to be the 2 starters. They're older, but they are reliable. I mean, they're not going to miss a lot of tackles, but they're not going to make a lot of big plays,
I don't know about John Bostic, but we'll see. They have Sean Dion Hamilton and Cole Holcomb, who have both played a little bit here and there. And they've been okay. And then they brought in Kaliki Hudson, who I liked out of Michigan. But that combined with their D-line, that should be a strength for them if they have any at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, their cornerbacks and safeties are a little bit less intimidating.
Yeah. The way I actually wrote this down. They have Landon Collins that highlights their secondary, followed by a pitiful everybody else. And they got Kendall Fuller, Fabian Moreau, Sean Davis, Ronald Darby. I mean, just not a lot of stuff there. Landon Collins is good. I mean, he's really good. Everybody else isn't that good.
Yeah.
And even saying Landon Collins is really good is kind of pushing it. He's really fallen off from his time with the Giants. But compared to everybody else, he's an all-star.
Yeah, he's more like a third linebacker, honestly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know who's going to start at their free safety, if it's going to be Troy Apke or who else. They have a lot of names at corners, but just nobody that's really going to intimidate you. Kendall Fuller's a solid starter, but you don't want him as a number one. So, yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about any player on this team?
Any player at all?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about this anymore.
Okay.
So let's talk about some random stuff,
Uh-huh.
So one thing I noticed about their schedule is that they kind of play a hard schedule, They can be better than 2 wins, Vegas has them at 5, but their schedule's pretty hard. I mean, they play the NFC West with the Cards, Niners, Rams, the AFC North with the Browns, Ravens, and Pittsburgh. And they have the Cowboys and Eagles, who aren't, outstanding, amazing teams, but they're going to give them a run for their money,
Mm-hmm.
There's just not a lot of teams that they can beat on their schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like we said, unless Dwayne Haskins really hits the ground running, I think it's going to be hard for this team to get
Anything really going.
any more than, 4 wins, like we said.
Yeah.
So.
All right. We've been talking a lot of sad stuff, It's just kind of a sad team. Let's talk about some good stuff, What to look for this year.
Do they have anything?
Yeah, I mean, they have a young pass rush core who has a lot of potential to be really good. Let's just start with that. They have a young quarterback wide receiver duo, which I don't know if they will be good, but they're young. They have potential, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They can be good. And a new head coach. I always think if you want to start a rebuild, you got to start with the coaching, and they did that, so that's good. They realized that Jay Gruden isn't getting it done with them, so they brought in some new guys. That's something good to look forward. Okay? Anything else you want to say about what to look forward?
No, I think you pretty much got it all.
Okay. So let's be honest, though. What to kind of be scared about if you're a Redskins fan? They don't have a lot of weapons. Their former first-round picks haven't been the best. They haven't really lived up to their expectations. I mean, besides Sweat and his 7 sacks, which is good, but like you said, they're mostly cleanups. Jonathan Allen hasn't been that good, and then the other guy, Payne.
He's been good.
He's been good, but he hasn't been, great,
Oh. He's been good enough.
Good enough. I mean, with this team, it's hard to be good because if you're just a one-man wrecking ball, you're going to get shut down real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, like I said, there's just not a lot of talent on this team for the coaches to mold together,
Yeah.
This has been No Vaccinated. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell us what you think about the Redskins and drop down your record predictions. Follow us on all social media accounts. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can find us anywhere. Did you just cough?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Awkward. And then let's listen to our podcast on Apple or Spotify. We're everywhere. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.